welcome. Hey everyone, it's Jamie from Independence Street, NOLA, and I'm here with Helen, known as the Crimson Cadaverous.
Hi.
And it is time for your weekly celestial update. Today is the last day of Leo season. We are outside of CR Coffee House.
We sure are.
In New Orleans. I forgot the stand, so we're going with it because we're moving into Virgo season.
Adaptability.
Yes.
Mars is in Gemini.
That's what's happening. So Helen, what are the 4 main themes you think for the week?
Well, definitely I think the fact that tomorrow we're moving into Virgo season.
Yes.
That's a big deal. And then we also have our buddy Uranus stationing retrograde, which he's been doing a lot, so now we have time to think about it.
Yes.
And then Mercury's going to move into Libra. And then towards the end of the week, we have the new moon in Virgo.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on this week. So on Monday, first day of Virgo season, the moon will be in Cancer, and at the same time, it will be squaring Jupiter in Aries. So what does that mean to you, moving into Virgo as well?
Feeling versus doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then with the sun moving into Virgo, definitely we have the energy of back to school, of course, but also get back to work. And just kind of honoring our growth and accountability.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to do it too, especially coming out of Leo season. You know, even though Leo is fire, but like you said, it's that feeling moving into action.
Yep.
Right? So.
And if any energy is going to help us, you know, find better ways of doing things, Virgo's going to do that. We make our to-do list, we get organized, you know, and we get back to work.
Yep. Virgo is Earth.
Yes.
Yes. So,
and it's mutable Earth, so it's like we can move it, we can shape it.
Right, right. And we can still make decisions, just remember that.
Yes.
Okay, so on Tuesday, the moon is still going to be in Cancer, and it'll be trining Neptune and Pisces.
Both in their home signs, intuition and emotional sensitivity being heightened.
Right, so, but I think that still goes back into balancing us, right?
Yes.
Because that moon is squaring Monday, and then on Tuesday, I mean, it gets right into all that water.
Yes.
Right, so how can we balance? How can we navigate this?
It's kind of like the temperance card, like one foot on the ground, 1 foot in the water. And just kind of finding that balancing act between the two.
Yes. All right, on Wednesday is a big day. Wednesday is when Uranus stations retrograde. On Wednesday, the moon will still be in Cancer and it'll move into Leo. And it says it'll sextile Mars and Gemini. What is a sextile?
So sextile is 2 signs away, so 60 degrees.
So it's a really good conversation.
Yes, it's a very harmonious, you know, really good relationship between the 2 planets at that point.
Okay, so you guys, so the moon will be in Cancer, right? And then it's moving into Leo. And when it moves into Leo, it's going to be able to talk to this Mars, who's sitting in Gemini. Mars just moved into Gemini. And as we remember from last week, Mars is going to be in Gemini for the next 7 months.
Yes.
Right, so the moon is communication as well, but the moon is that feminine side, so it's like it's a soothing sort of communication, which is interesting because Gemini is also communication.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
So that divine masculine, Mars, is going to be talking to this divine feminine Cancer.
Yes.
And divine feminine moon as well. So we're still working with this theme of feelings in action.
Yep. And actually feeling aligned with that, where it's like we feel right about the actions that we're taking.
Thank God.
And I know. You know, it's not that we have to feel nervous about it anymore. No. It's like, you know, we're in alignment with that. Right. And this aspect right here is just kind of reminding us of that.
Right. Because the idea too is when that masculine energy is what moves us forward, and that feminine energy is how it's intuitive. And so it should be all working at one time. Like you should be thinking and moving at the same time. Or moving and thinking, however you want to think about it, yes. Okay, and so also on that day, Venus in Leo will be trining Chiron, and Chiron is still in Aries.
Yes.
Okay, and so...
Creative catharsis.
Yes.
That's the first thing that comes to mind with that, and I think whatever you're feeling, put it out there. Put it out there into something beautiful and creative that you can do. You know, don't just keep it inside. Like, it's there for a reason. Let it come out.
Yeah, it really, if you can, find, you know, love that part of you, right?
Yeah. Healing the I'm not good enough wound.
Yeah.
That's what I put, you know, because we're always going to carry that as humans, but we should always be constantly healing that wound as well.
Right.
Showing compassion for ourselves.
Right. That's that Leo for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so the big day.
Yes.
Okay.
Our buddy Uranus.
He is stationing retrograde in Taurus. And to me, this is setting the stage for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, Mars and Gemini is the one, and then the other big thing is this. I think this is bigger playing when we get into eclipses and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because Taurus is an earth sign.
Yes.
Virgo is an earth sign.
Yes.
And Uranus is the planet of rebellion.
Yeah.
It's the cosmic mind. And it's been in Taurus for, a minute.
Yeah. A couple years now.
Yeah, I love this. I love it. Anyway, and now it's about to station retrograde. And it's going to be retrograde until January 22nd.
Yep.
2023.
Yep.
Right.
So we've got some time with that energy.
Right. And so how are you reading this right now?
I'm reading it as recognizing the changes that have already happened and, pulling them inward and taking the time to really sit with them and contemplate what has changed, why it's changed, why we're still changing, why we're still evolving.
Yeah.
But it's definitely time for reflecting on that.
I agree. I also, when Uranus goes retrograde, it is a time that we can basically detach from the status quo.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
And so, I know, I like Uranus, but I'm okay. But so this is a big time for this, I really feel like. And I really feel like because it's in Taurus, it's really going to be us detaching from us not being green, and because Taurus is that earth sign, and Taurus is like how we work.
Yep.
And it's going to be, we're just going to come with new solutions about this. And to me, it also is it marries back into this Mars and Gemini.
Yeah.
And so Mars is moving us into this new territory with the way, with Gemini, who's going to be gathering information. And then and then Uranus retrograde in Taurus is like, what do you guys think about this?
Right.
And how do we detach from it?
And definitely that Mars energy is almost giving us like the courage to make those changes and to feel good about it because we're thinking with Gemini, we're thinking about it and we're going, you know what, these are the changes we need to make.
Right.
We've had the scene set already. A lot of things going on with Uranus and other planets.
Right.
The scene is set and it's like,
yeah, you guys, Mars is in Gemini, which is mutable.
Yep.
We're in Virgo season, which is mutable, right?
Yep.
So this is signaling to me a lot of change in a good way. So pace yourselves.
Yes, definitely. Definitely this is the time to stay grounded.
Earth energy.
Don't feel like we have to rush right now, even if the energy is kind of like making us feel like we got to rush, we don't.
Yeah, take some breaths.
Take a lot of breaths, definitely.
Yes. Okay, so on Thursday, the moon is in Leo, and it's conjunct Ceres. And Ceres is an asteroid?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
She might be a dwarf planet.
Oh, shit.
Oh. She's something other than a planet.
Okay. It's research. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so moon in Leo will be conjunct Ceres and Venus. So moon again, our feminine and it's still in Leo, which is that fire. And it's conjunct Ceres and Venus.
Very passionate, loving energy.
Okay.
But we're feeling good about the relationships that we have with ourselves and with others, and we're feeling like we actually want to continue being social.
Okay, great.
That's a good energy because again, next we have same day Mercury we're moving into Libra.
Right.
Very social sign as well.
And Mercury is the planet of communication.
Yes.
Yep. And Libra is all about being the diplomat.
Yep. And being social.
And
don't
being
forget
social.
that part of it. Yeah.
But also when it's in Libra, you guys, it's asking how do we stay balanced? Like how are we moving into this socialness?
Right.
But how can we be balanced in that?
What is the diplomatic way of approaching everything? Yeah.
But always put yourself first.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So
Relationship with self is most important.
most important, especially in this age of Aquarius.
Yes.
Okay, and then on Friday, the moon is moving out of Leo and moving into Virgo.
Joining all the other Virgo fun.
Yeah. Okay, so then in Saturday, the new moon, Saturday's the new moon?
Yes.
Okay.
Saturday is the new moon.
Okay.
So new moon is when the moon and the sun are conjunct. Period of new beginnings.
Yeah.
It's also a period of reflection. I think that's important to talk about with the new moon. I think, we always emphasize setting intentions, which we definitely should during the new moon, but the moon goes dark, so we have time to think.
Right.
And I think that's important that we're not just setting intentions, but we're thinking about the intentions that we're setting.
Yeah.
And it sounds silly, you laugh,
know,
but I think a lot of times
true.
we're like, we gotta write down these intentions.
Right, but
it's
why?
Like, take time.
Yeah.
Take time to think about it. And I think, Virgo is reminding us to take that time.
Right.
To really do it in an organized way. And this is definitely, if we're gonna make intentions, it's a to-do list. It's an organized to-do list with this.
Right. And also it's too, because Virgo is mutable. What are you leaving behind always?
Yeah.
Like, make that list of what you're leaving behind. I feel like moons are more you're not just this and that, you know?
Right.
So, but you have to reflect in, so I get what you're saying with that too. So,
Yeah. And then this is specifically, this new moon is going to square that Mars and Gemini.
right.
So it's again like really adding that action element to things. Like
Yeah.
not just are we reflecting, but how are we taking action with what we're reflecting on?
Right. And so you guys remember a square is like a chess mate, like it's a chess game. It's going to ask you how you can be at your highest self.
Right.
So don't hear square and freak out, right? It's going to be, it's telling you to stop and think about it.
Yeah.
And then make that decision.
Right.
So I think this is,
It's a really good moon.
Yeah.
It's definitely, again, it's an energy of accountability, but in a good way, where it's like, how are we showing up for ourselves?
right.
Honoring how we're showing up for ourselves, and maybe just going, maybe there's some more things we need to do, show up a little bit more.
Right. And that Mars in Gemini, if you're like, I need to do this, that Mars is what's going to move you forward.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah,
all the
he's kind
energy's
of just
there.
like pushing along. He's in an air sign, so he's
Yeah.
kind of blowing us along, you know,
yeah.
keeping
Thanks,
us
Mars.
going.
Appreciate it, Mars.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you do moon videos?
I'll do a moon write-up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll do a moon video. So keep to it. All right. And then we're already at Sunday.
Yes.
First week of Virgo down.
Yes.
Okay. And Sunday the moon will still be in your in Virgo, and it's going to be trining the North Node.
And Uranus, who's also very active, as we talked about.
Yep. And so that's a lot of Earth.
Yep. It's almost like
Oh, yeah.
a grand Earth
It
trine,
almost
except for
is.
the moon kind of hits the points at different places, so it's not quite a grand Earth trine, but it's that same energy of like balancing out the grounding energy that we have.
Right.
And actually like kind of doing something with it, again, because of the Virgo, like molding it into something.
Yeah. And it says Venus is in Leo. Well, Venus is still in Leo.
Right.
Yeah. Opposite Saturn in Aquarius.
Yep.
Yep.
Important lessons about what we're really valuing. And
Yeah.
I think that's important. If we're holding ourselves accountable, it has to have something to do with because of our values.
Right. I mean,
And
to me,
our
it
values.
keeps going back.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
not gonna change.
Yeah.
This is a big thing, and it's like us not. To me, it gets translated into ideas about like not working for something just because you need money. Like
Right.
you realize you can work and make money and still do something that is authentic to you.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty literal, but spread it out.
It's literal, but I think it's definitely applies to a lot of what we're all doing right now.
I
Is
think
kind
so,
of transitioning out of a time period where we thought we had to do things.
Yeah.
To things that actually call to us.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately part of holding ourselves accountable is going, do you even really want this?
Yeah.
And I think that's okay.
It's true.
To
That's
ask ourselves
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And really be honest about it. And I think this whole week is kind of getting us to a point where we're being,
Really honest about it.
yeah,
We can ground it in, and we can move through it.
right, and
Yeah.
actually like work the energy, because again, that's the work energy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be it's a great first week of Virgo.
I think it's going to be great. Yeah, I'm excited. I love Virgo energy.
I do too.
I love it because it's like you can actually do something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, and we'll see you next week. As always, I'll have the links to Helen's sites, and if you guys have any questions, just slide into our DMs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.